Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. It's Wendy here from Little Nest Crafts, and we are now on week 22, would you believe it? Week 22 of Margarete Millers Collage Weekly Planner 2024. Well, I hope you've all had a good week, and it doesn't seem 5 minutes since I was here talking to you, and just time flies really when you're having fun, as they say. So this week I've quite enjoyed getting the things together for this collage, and the prompts that we've had for this week are: number 1, a border or frame; number 2, something found in a library; number 3, a bug or insect; number 4, a piece of newspaper; number 5, stitching, real, drawn or stamped; and then the bonus for this week is paint splatters. So I'll just put that to one side and I'll show you what I've sort of gathered together. This is my background that I work on, as you know, and the prompts, the bits and pieces that I put together to try and achieve these prompts are all under one theme. Now, I don't know whether you actually know, but I'm a beekeeper. I've got about 15 hives at the moment, and it's been a bit of a dismal start to the year because of the weather. So the bees have been a bit slow to come on, really, but things will, pick up a bit once the weather warms up. So what I've done is, when I read the first prompt, a border or frame, I think most people would think about, a picture frame or something like that. But the first thing that sort of came to my head was a bee frame. And in beekeeping, we put our wax foundation that the bees make their cells on in a frame, and this is an image of one of my bee frames. It's a photograph that I took when I very first started keeping bees. I think it was actually in my first season, and this is the actual frame. And then what we do is we put wax foundation in the frame, and this is the wax foundation here that's in this picture. It's a blown up picture, and as you can see, if you look closely, you've got some pollen being collected by the bees here, and then in the bottom of these cells you can see lots of eggs. Now this picture is a bit misleading because normally the queen only lays one egg in each cell, but as you can see, if you look, I don't know if you can see there, but there's lots of little grains of rice in these. So this must be either a new queen, because new queens, when they first start out, might lay 2 or 3 eggs in a cell. So that could be possibly what's going on here, or it could be that worker cells, instead that something's happened to the queen, so several worker bees have now taken over and have started laying eggs in the cells on this frame. Now on this frame here, the picture's a bit clearer, and this is another frame here, and what happens is when they've laid their eggs, they cap them over, and this is what the brood looks like on that picture there in the background. You can see it's got lots of bees on it, and so these are all newly laid worker bees on that frame there. Now on this frame, you can see that they've made a new queen here, and there's possibly another queen cell there, but this is actually honey, and that's a normal picture of a frame of bees. They tend to lay their eggs in the middle, and then they put the food on the outside, so it's easy to get to for the worker bees to feed the brood. So what I've done is I've taken 1 or 2 frames, and I'll just put those to one side. The second prompt is something found in a library, and I've got some books there, a stack of books, a piece of newspaper. So what I've done, I don't actually get a newspaper, so I've had to go online, and I try to keep it bee themed. And this is a story that I've taken from the Gadsden Times, August the 8th, 1976, and it's a story about bees where a beekeeper died, and his hives were about a mile away from the cemetery where this gentleman was being buried. And apparently when they got to the graveside, lots of bees came, and it was quite a large number of bees, and the people in attendance thought that the gentleman's bees had actually come to the funeral. And it goes on to tell you the story about that. And they also say that there was another incident which was happened in the UK, and a similar sort of thing, that when the mourners arrived at the cemetery, it says they found countless bees flying, and they settled down near the burial site. And the Reverend John Ayling, who was in attendance, who was conducting the burial service, as far as he could see, there was a line of bees in the air coming straight from Sam's beehives about a mile away. And it says the bees swarmed and landed on nearby tombstones and stayed there throughout the service. As soon as the burial took place, the bees rose up into the air and flew away. And they said that nobody there, including myself, had ever seen anything like it. And there is a legend, that as a beekeeper, if anybody in the family dies, we go out and tell the bees, we inform the bees that we've had a death in the family. And, it's saying that this legend has been going, back for many, many, many generations. And it said that what they used to do, a black cloth used to be draped over the hives at such times. Otherwise, according to legend, they may leave their hive and never return. So all beekeepers, if there's a death in the family, like when my mum died year before last, when I got home, I went down to see my bees, and I told my bees of my mum's death. And I do talk to my bees when I go down there. It might seem strange, but that's what beekeepers tend to do. So anyway, getting back to the collage, that's my piece of newspaper. And then the 5th prompt is stitching, real or drawn or stamped. So what I've done is I was going to get a little Sharpie pen and do a little zigzag stitch, but I didn't want to spoil my piece. So I thought I would cut out some faux stitching, and I plan to sort of put that round there and sort of frame the picture. So here I didn't know whether to put this in the background and have that sort of going down through the edge down there. But when I was cutting these out a little while ago, I thought these looked a bit lost on it then. I don't know about you, or whether just to use one of those. It sort of blended in with the background. So I did cut out another picture of these. This is was actually hanging like that actually in my garden, and I took a close-up of the bees. There, a little cluster of bees, which I thought I might use. And all of these bees in these pictures count for the third prompt, which is bug or insect, but I did actually fussy cut a larger bee out, and I think that looks lost on the background, so I decided that I wasn't going to use that. So I'll put that to one side, and I thought I'd use my newspaper clipping. That's my background piece, and I will actually pop that down there. And what I might do is I might actually glue that down now, because it'll annoy me if it starts moving, etc. So what I might do is, I was going to just glue on the paper there, but I think I will just start a little bit going down, and we can get this piece down. There we go. Pop that along there. I should have a bit more faith in my drawing skills, really. I think it would have been far easier than trying to cut this out. But anyway, it's done now. So there we are. Oopsie daisy. And then I think I will put that there. And then what have we got? We've got my honeybee. Now I don't want to lose that heading too much, so I think I might put my bee there. Yep. So let me get this stuck down, and what I'll do is I'll use my runner tape for that. So let's have a look. There we go. And then we'll put the bee up there. And then I think I just might use my where can we put the frame of bees? What do you think, guys? I think I need to cover that somehow. Should I use 2 of these bee frames? I suppose I could. I don't think we need that one. No, that's too big, I think. What do you think to that? I think that one's too big, overpowers it a little bit. There we go. I think that's going to go up there anyway. And then the last prompt is paint splatters. So I'll have to get my paint ready. So I'll be back in 2 minutes. Welcome back, everybody. Sorry about that. And what I've done is I've actually altered my project a little bit. And what I've done is I've cut out a bee frame, which is this wooden piece here. And then I'm going to actually put that inside there to frame my piece. So I hope you think that's okay. Oopsie daisy. There we go. So we've got the wooden frame framing my piece. Something found in a library. Well, I've got this book set here, which I thought I would put in that corner. And then I've got my bee, which I will stick back on. I just about managed to prise it off. So I'll just put some glue on it and we'll stick it back in that corner. Just wondering whether to alter it a little bit. No, I still don't like that there. So this is when my ink decides it's going to dry up. Hold on 1 second. There you go. There you go. And then I've got my books in the corner. And then just got to get my ink splatters now. I suppose I could put that in that corner. Just to try and balance it out a little bit. Maybe just going off the corner a tad. Move those out the way. Don't need that one. Right, I'll just get my ink splatters. 2 minutes. Right, I'm back. Now I've never used these paints before. They are a watercolour paint, but they're all pearlised. And so this will be a first for me. We'll see how it goes. And what I've done is I've used the gold, and then what I do believe you do is you get your paintbrush, load your paintbrush, and then you splatter it down. Just load my brush up a bit more. Well, it has worked. So I'll just put a bit on the bee. There we go. So it's a nice gold colour. I'll just pop that on my plate. Put my lid back on there on my water brush. And then I will, oh, I forgot to put my lights on. I'm really sorry. Oh dear. I normally put these two little lights on and switch the overhead lights on to stop the shadow. So anyway, so I'm sorry about that. I don't know if you can see it glistening there. I'm trying to see on my phone, but so there's lots of gold splatters. So let's go over the prompts. We've got a border or frame. So we've got this, it's called a DN4 Hoffman frame for bees. Something found in our library is the books. A bug or an insect. Well, we've got the bees on the frame there, and we've got my honeybee. Piece of newspaper, which is the newspaper clipping. Stitching, real, drawn or stamped is my faux stitching on the outside, and then the bonus is the gold paint splatters. So do hope you like that interpretation, and I've quite enjoyed doing it. A bit hit and miss in places. Hope you like the story about the bees. and yeah, I've quite enjoyed it today, and hope that you'll join me again next week for another weekly challenge of Margarete Millers' weekly collage planner. So take care until then, everybody, and I'll say good night. Bye.